Assalamualaikum. I am Mohammad Farzanul Haq Shanto. My student ID is 231063717. Welcome to my video presentation. You can see in my screen that there is a lots of Excel sheets. There, there are some if sales commission tax, tax one, tax two, OS, and if, some if, etc. Today I discuss about this. Sometimes we apply some conditions and any other item that we give condition about our choice. Here you can see that there in simple if new client their age is given and which client will get bonus and which client will not get the bonus. We can calculate this in an easy process. First select a cells, apply formula if tab. Here you can see that it says logical test. That means which test we want. Say this. That means this is the client Sam and his age. The logical test C3 is greater than 20. Say we need the above the age 20. Then comma. And second hint says value if true. If the value is true, we say yes. That means you will get bonus. If the value, and the second here hint says value if false. That means if the value false, then we write no. Close the bracket. Here you can see this is all logical test. If the age is above 20, he will get bonus. So it is yes. If he is not, then he is not get the bonus. So this is no. Press interpreter. Here you can see this is field yes. Double click here. Here you can see it is filled in every cells. How can we fill this in this category? That means yes means green and no means red. In this time, we have to go to conditional formatting. Here the highlight cells is equal to. Here you can see the light red fill with dark red. That means here if we need the no to red. So here we write no. Press OK. And again, conditional formatting, highlight cells that equal to. Then here, yes. But this time we changed it by dark green and green text. Okay. Here you can see the exact result. In this way, if we go to the if sections, in simple, if we can apply only one condition, if we need have more than one condition to apply, then we have to use ifs. Equal to ifs a logical test 1. That means sorry, if the logical test, that means C3 is greater than 40, then value if true, say, and then write 4000 comma. if the logical test happens for 3, sorry, 40, C3 is greater than 20, then value is true. That means we have to write 1000 and comma. If the is less than 20, then value is true. We will write 0. Close the bracket, press enter. Here you can see the exact result. Then conditional formatting, highlight cell equal to dark red text, and here we write 0. Press OK. Here you can see the exact match of the cells. Then the next sheet, here is sales commission. In this sheet, you can see the calculation of commission. I done it before. For this section, the question will give the question is given by in this category. Here is sales and commission. If we have true, we have to make the exact commission of every persons. There which sales are given in this category. So let's start. Equal to ifs. Logical test 1. If the sales is greater than greater than B3, sorry, it's B5, then freeze it, comma, value if true. Then he will get commission into 7% and freeze it. Comma, logical test 2. If sales greater than B3, then freeze it, comma, value if true into 5% and freeze it. I discussed how to freeze in previous lecture. This is a simple way. Sometimes we have to apply function plus F4 button or simply F4 button. Then here is the logical test 3. Greater than 1000. Sorry, it's B3 cell. Then is it, comma, value if true into 2.25% and freeze it, comma. Then If the condition is less than the exact result, then what we will, right here you can see the 1000 or less. In this time we will use the cells is less than or equal to, sorry, less than or equal to B3. And freeze it. Then comma. Here is the 0%. That means 0. Close the bracket. Make sure that without B8, we have to freeze every cells. Now pressing interval, here you can see the exact result. By double clicking, you can feel it by the exact result. Here you can see there is no change in this section and this section. It's simply a way to calculate commission. Here is the tax. How to calculate income tax. Here is the hint. Here is the question. This time we will use again ifs logical test. That means taxable income C12 is greater than and freeze it, comma, value if true, then when it sum tab E3 freeze sorry unfreeze it E3 to E4 and now freeze it. Close the bracket. Plus C12 into D5 that means 15%. Then freeze it. In this time we have also to make sure that without C12 every cells have to freeze. Then comma. There is a logical test 2. Again, C12 is greater than. In this time, we will write B3. That means 450000. Is it? Comma. Value if true. In this time, we don't need to summation because that is the last value. Freeze it plus C12 into 10% and freeze it. Comma. Again, same process. C12 greater than this time B2. Freeze it, comma, value if true. That means here is no another value, so we don't need to make summation of this. This time we just multiply by the percentage 5% and 3. and freeze it, comma. Here you can see. In this time, we will at last condition we will use less than C3, sorry, C12 less than or equal to 35000, freeze it, comma. Then simply write 0 because of 0%. Close the bracket, press enter value. Here you can see sorry, we are making some mistakes. I'm really sorry. We apply it again, equal to if the logical test, that means C12 is greater than sum tab close the bracket plus we have to open a bracket and C12 minus B4. Freeze it, close the bracket, multiply by 15% and also freeze it. This is our exact formula. Then comma, again logical test proof, that means C12 greater than, then freeze it, comma, freeze plus open bracket minus 45000, freeze it. You can also freeze them at last section, applying all the formula. But if you freeze this before, that is quite easy. And then multiply 10%, then comma. It's logical test. Here the income table is greater than 350000, freeze it, comma, then open bracket, mine, freeze it, close the bracket, and multiply it by 8%. Comma. If C12 is less than or equal to, freeze it, comma, Simply write 0 because of 0. Close the bracket. Pressing enter. Here is the exact value. Now double clicking here, you can see the exactness of these values. Okay, now we go to wages sections. How to calculate wages? This is a quite very easy. Ifs, we all calculate it by ifs, because of we can apply more than one logical test in ifs, but when we use if, we can use only one logical test. So this is very difficult to calculate when the logical tests are more than one by using if. So we use ifs, then logical test 1, that means C7 labor hour. If the labor hour is, in this time we will not using cells, we will using exact value so that we can calculate easily. Is greater than normal hours, that means 8, comma, value if true, then if the value, if a labor work more than 8 hours, he will get normal wages 25 and also for overtime. Sorry. This is our normal wages or per hour. So it is, we have to calculate it by ifs tab logical test 1, that means 7 is greater than 8, comma, value if true, that means open bracket 25, sorry, as I say, we will use just value 25 multiplied by 8 plus plus minus 8 and multiplied by 30. Sorry, 30. If we use these cells, so then we have to freeze them. But if we use exact value, then we don't need to freeze them. This is our first logic. That means if a labor works more than 8 hours, he will get per hour 25 taka plus overtime per hour 30 taka. Then again, logical test 2, that means is in this time we will use less than if C7 is less than 8. That means labor hour is less than 8. Then he will get just the hour multiplied by 25. 25, close the bracket. This is our exact formula. That means our exact conditions. Here you can see the result we need. The exact fill up of this wages calculation. utility. Here you can see how can we calculate the utility bill. Here you can see it is given. So let's start. This is also the same process. If logical test 1, that means is greater than or equal to. This time we'll use greater than or equal to because of this condition. 600, comma, if the unit consumed is, here is the unit consumed is greater than or equal to 60,000, he will get, we have to pay at the rate of 12%. Then 75 multiplied by 12. 12, comma, if is greater than or equal to 400, comma, value if true, that means D9 or 75 multiplied by 10, the rate of 10%, comma, if 75 is greater than or equal to this 200, comma, then value if 2, that means 75 multiplied by 9. That's 9. Close the bracket. Sorry. 9. 9%. Okay, now, comma, logical test 4, that means 75 is greater than or equal to 75. 75, sorry, 75, comma, then the rate will be 75 multiplied by 7%, 7, comma, and the rate is less than 75, 75, then, comma, value if to, we have to pay at 0%. 0. That means close the bracket. And now pressing enter button, here you can see the exact value we need. By double clicking, here you can see the exactness of this value. Sorry for the disturbance. Here you can see the exact mass of this two bill amount. Now, how can we? What is the exact payable bill of these two persons? In this time, we will calculate it by easy process. Here you can see the every person have to pay 15% of VAT. So we have just 15%, that means 1.15. That means equal to this amount is multiplied by 1.15 because of 15%. press enter button. Here you can see the exact value, exact payable bill of this. In this way, you can calculate the utility bill of a of different person. And if we can also use and if as the replacement of ifs. How? Here is the process equal to if tap, and here we have to write and then tap. Here you can see logical test 1, logical test 2. We can use more than one logic. Logical test 1. That means if the client is greater than 20, and the rating is greater than 7, then comma, then sorry, we have to close the bracket, and here you can see we need the comma, value if true, the second ends. Value if true, that means if this value are true, then we have to write yes and comma, value if false, that means no. No. Close the bracket, press enter key. Here you can see the exactness. In this time, you can also highlight them by this format. Here you can see dark red. Here we write no. Okay. Then conditional formatting, highlight equal to green. Then yes. Okay. That is our exact result. Sum. How we can calculate all the product or criteria summation. It is sum if, and this is the sum ifs for criteria for more than one criteria, and this is sum if using for one criteria equal to sum if tap. Here is the range. This is our range. Control shift down arrow, comma, criteria. We need all ifs. This is our criteria, comma, and sum range. This is our sum range. Close it. Sorry. Oh, we just replaced it. Sorry, extremely sorry. Equal to if tab range, or for this our ranges here. Control shift down, comma, criteria olives, comma, sum range. Here is our sum range. Close the bracket, press enter. Here is our exact result. And sum is, here you can see the two criteria. So how we calculate when the two criteria is given? Here we will use sum ifs sum ifs def sum range. That means our sum range, sorry, that is our sum range, comma, criteria range 1. That means our criteria range 1 is here, down, comma, criteria 1, this is our criteria 1, comma, then criteria range 2, this is our criteria range 2, comma, and criteria 2, the criteria 2. Then close the bracket, press interval. Here you can see our exact result. For average if, how can we calculate the average result of this two criteria? This time we will use average if. Average ifs. Here it is. Average range. This is our average range. Comma. Then criteria range 1. Then this is our criteria range 1. Comma. And this is our criteria 1. Comma. Our criteria range 2. Here it is. Comma. And our criteria 2, that means this. Close the bracket, press enter. Sorry. This is our criteria. Okay, here is the exact mess. Why scared sound? How we will calculate this? That means here you can see in the name, after name and before name, there is a number, but we need just the name. How can the sum if calculate this name without the number? This time we will use sum ifs is sorry equal to sum ifs def sum range. This is our sum range, comma. If I zoom it, this simple one. Oh, sorry. Criteria range 1. That means this is our criteria range 1, comma, criteria 1. We need all ifs, comma. Then criteria range 2. This is our criteria range 2, comma, criteria 2. Here is we have to make some changes. That means we have to write this star and criteria 2, then and star. Close it, close the bracket, press enter. Here you can see the exact match of these two values. In this way, we can calculate sum ifs, sales commission, tax one, tax two, etc. This is a simple process we can calculate. Thank you for being with me. This is it for today.